vigilantes. So I have a very amazing treat for you guys. I love this community. I really do. In my opinion, they are the most iconic gem in all of crypto, and they really are. They're unsung heroes in my opinion, because the world is stupid and is completely confused with noise and stupid shit, and there's a lot of psyops that go on, as I've been telling you guys, where people are told that things that are intelligent and useful and necessary are dumb. It's all inverted, all stupid, all dumb. They want you to think that what's good is bad and bad is good, what's ugly is beautiful, and what's beautiful is ugly. It's crazy. But I'm really happy that my friend President Millet, just kidding, he's not my friend, but I'm really happy that things with him and the Haktua girl have gone the way they have, because now it's now time to refocus in crypto and focus on things that matter, that have utility, and really what really matters. It's in the word, right? Cryptography. The most cutting edge form of cryptography is only embraced by those who are the bravest. And it's really easy out there to get confused and not know how to embrace the best of technology, especially when there's so much money from governments, institutions, Silicon Valley, big tech that wants to come in, have their sit at the table, and you get a lot of confusing things. You don't know who to trust. Well, I'm blessed here to be joined by two members, volunteers of Pirate Chain, baby, and I'm so happy that they're here. This is a grassroots movement. It's a grassroots network. If I were to get real, it's probably my favorite network. It is my favorite network, and it's my favorite network because it's of how guttural it is, how raw it is, how new it is, and how important it is. We all love Monero. I love Monero, but the technology that we have here is unlike anything that Monero has offered and can offer, and even post full chain membership proofs even will be able to offer, because in Monero you still have to wait 20 minutes to move money. In Pirate Chain, with zero knowledge proof by default, you don't have to wait 20 minutes, and as of right now it is the most private cryptocurrency in the world. And even after full chain membership proofs, that's questionable whether Monero will match it, because we're expecting it to match it. So how are you guys doing? And my first question is, what are your thoughts on Monero, the Monero project? And I have to say this, guys, you guys have grown a lot over the years. Pirate Chain, I see you guys at every Monero Con, at every Monerotopia. The level of maturity that this network I've seen embrace over the years is really awesome for me. It gives me a lot of joy. You guys take what you guys are doing very serious, and it's almost like you guys have gone to the next level. I think honestly that you guys being around the Monero community has really influenced you guys in a very positive way. And I want to thank especially the Monero devs, including Kayava Nerve. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone there, because you guys, I seen you guys talk to the Pirate Chain people, and really, I can tell you guys have had an incredible influence on them. And so first and foremost, shout out to Monero and to everyone in the Monero community for being like a good big brother to the Pirate Chain community. So I want to know how you feel about the state of the privacy space. Monero, what are your thoughts?
For me, you want me to take it?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, for me,
hold the mic up too.
I absolutely love Monero. I've been in the Monero community far longer than I've been in Pirate Chain. I use it all the time, and I absolutely love those guys. I have no ill will towards them or anything like that. I consider myself Monero. I consider myself part of Monero. If being on the Pirate Chain team, they told me I had to abandon Monero or talk bad about it, then I would never have joined. But I use it all the time. I love what they're doing. I'm very excited that they're upgrading their privacy to full chain membership proofs. I'm going to be the first person looking into it the day it comes out. I'm going to be using Monero even more. I'm really excited about it. But I also think it's dangerous to rely on one privacy protocol out there. There's no reason why we can't have multiple for different just for if there's different technical reasons for it, or there might be problems with one versus the other. We need to have a way to privately move wealth digitally and permissionlessly and in a decentralized way. And if one fails or one has a problem, we need something back there. And that's why I embraced Pirate Chain. I saw that the power of zero knowledge proofs, and they're the most superior way to find privacy on the blockchain. And so when I was looking around, I've been involved in crypto space for a long time. I would get excited about some of these other projects, and then they end up letting me down. Or as I became more educated myself, I learned that a lot of it's mostly noise. There's a lot more nuance to a lot of this stuff, and I was just disappointed over and over and over again. And so when I was really looking for coins to support, Pirate Chain, when it launched, it was really the only other one I could find that I'm like, yes, I could put my word behind this one. I could put my full support behind this thing. And it's basically, for me, it's Monero and Pirate Chain that I can support like that. All the other, I'm wishing the others best. I have hope that they'll be able to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. But as of right now, it's crypto for me is Monero and Pirate Chain. And I'm completely blessed to be on the Pirate Chain team. We love Monero. We want to make more inroads with them. We want to be friends with them. We want to build a better future together.
Can I add to that?
Of course.
Thank you. As you mentioned, as Daniel mentioned, that we would like to be friends, and I feel we need more privacy, and we are allies. We are not competitors to each other. We shouldn't be fighting against each other. Then we die. Nation state, government, they crack down on us. The few of us remaining. If we are ally, if we fight together against the world, we have a chance of survival or do something better. On top of that, what you said about Kyc-free, he's an amazing developer. He has been building several decks. Now, I'm a pirate, and I've been helping him without telling him I'm a pirate on his testnet. And then I met up with him last year. Absolutely amazing person and very knowledgeable.
Okay, guys, so a lot of people here watching are familiar with Monero. And I always tell people that Monero is the most secure because it's the most peer-reviewed. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions that are heavy, but they come from the place of love, straight up. You guys have really you guys have taken on what, in my opinion, is the hardest task in all of crypto. You guys do realize that, right? Because you guys are the future of privacy coins. You guys are the future of the type of network that a human person will need when they're most in need. When they're escaping a tyrannical situation, when things are hardest in someone's life. So most people don't consider privacy coins as something that if they have a happy life and they live in a place that's not tyrannical, that's not something that they care about. Arguably, most people don't care about privacy. They're having fun on Instagram. They're having fun on whatever app, the book, the X, whatever. But privacy is for those who need it, right? It's not, you're dealing with people's lives here, So the fact that you guys are here showing your face says a lot about you, and I want to commend you for doing that. I think that's awesome because it is guys like you who are really giving people hope when they lose hope. Moving forward, we're at the cusp of a technocratic dictatorship, global tyranny, and you're right. Monero is not enough. We need more. Actually, everyone in Monero, throughout the history of Monero, has always loved Zcash. But Zcash has always been kind of, questionable, being that it comes from a company. There's you know what I mean? And the fact that they don't practice what they preach. They say they're a privacy coin, but they're not private by default.
It's optional.
Yeah, it's optional, and it shouldn't be optional. It should be by default, ready to go, easy to use. Which is what you guys do.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I have a question here that I think everyone here that's new maybe to this topic of conversation is, what is the difference in cryptography? What is the difference between Monero and Pirate Chain? R.
I'll take. Well, Monero has several different things that they use to gain privacy. The most prominent is ring CT. This basically uses obfuscation to bring privacy. They take your transaction, they mix it up with 15 decoy transaction to get a level of privacy. They also use some other things like bulletproofs and stuff, which is a type of zero knowledge proof, to gain even more privacy on the addresses and stuff like that. So, and this works very well. I'm not trying to diminish them. It's the best privacy we had at the time, and it's worked very well. It's brought me a ton of privacy and security, and it brings me peace knowing I had that to use in the past. But Pirate Chain uses something different called ZK-Snarks, which is type of zero knowledge proof. Okay, sorry about it. We use zero knowledge proofs, ZK-Snarks specifically. And what this does is we don't need obfuscation. We don't need to mix up transactions on the blockchain, because there's absolutely nothing visible on the blockchain that could compromise your privacy. The example that we like to use a lot is, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Where's Waldo books. They're a big part of my childhood. But anyways, imagine I have a Where's Waldo book, and I take a piece of paper and cut a small hole in it. And I take that hole and put it directly over Waldo's head. And then I can show you that book and show you that I know where Waldo is without revealing any information, without actually revealing where he's at or any other information about Waldo. But you can be confident that I truly know where Waldo is. Now on the blockchain, to bring this back into blockchain, this gives you, ZK-Snarks can give you confidence that as a receiver, that the coins I'm sending as a sender are real coins. They're not inflated coins, that they're on the real network. And zero knowledge proofs really are incredible technology. They give you the ability to prove something is true without revealing any information about this. And this has implications beyond privacy. Zero knowledge proofs are older than blockchain, and they're being incorporated into different technologies more and more, and we're going to see them more even outside of blockchain. And it really is an incredible, just think about that for a minute. You can prove something is true to someone digitally without revealing any information to them. And it's a far more elegant way to find privacy. It makes things easier on the back end. We don't have to, jump through different hoops and make different changes. No, from the day we launched our privacy protocol, it was secure. It's been private and it's been secure the entire time, because nothing is revealed on the blockchain. With other chains out there, they found quirky little ways to use malicious nodes or do other things to compromise the privacy, or to figure out what the real transactions are on the chain. We don't. Zero knowledge proofs doesn't have to worry about that. There is nothing revealed on the chain.
How is Pirate Chain going to be measured up against full chain membership proofs? So like for me, whenever I hear someone promise something in crypto, I use the slang, I think I made it up, promise coin, right? So, okay, dude, you're telling me full chain membership proofs are going to be all this great stuff. I don't believe it till I see it on chain. So in a hypothetical world, once full chain membership proofs are completely working on Monero, are like just working great, how would Pirate Chain fare against Monero's full chain membership proofs? What are Monero's full chain membership proofs?
Okay, so I'm not quite the expert on full chain membership proofs, but quite yet. I've been researching as much as I can, and there's still a few questions that haven't been made clear to me. I have been talking to Kyc-free, and he's a busy man, though. He doesn't have time to just, message me back every time I try to talk to him, From what I understand, full chain membership proofs will basically increase the ring size from 16 to what it is currently now, to the ring is basically going to be the entire blockchain is going to be the ring with all of the outputs making up the anonymity set. So it should be comparable to Pirate Chain. But like you said, lots of things can happen. I'm usually very, very skeptical of this space when somebody, a project says they're doing something incredible or sounds too good to be true. I'm usually like, I don't believe you. Let me see it when it comes out. With this example of full chain membership proofs, just because I know the people working behind it, I do have more confidence that it is going to work and that it's going to come out and do everything they say it's going to do, and that it'll pass the peer review process and everything else. So I do have way more confidence in full chain membership proofs than I do with just any other project out there making promises, just because the people behind it are very, very smart. And I'm excited about it. I don't see it as competition. I see it as making our whole space better. So I think once they have that, they're claiming that they will have higher anonymity set with us, which might be technically true. But once you get to a certain anonymity set, the privacy doesn't really increase that much. You have absolute privacy. For example, like if I send a transaction today on Pirate Chain and then one tomorrow, technically the anonymity set has grown, but that does not mean that the transaction I sent today is less private than the transaction I sent tomorrow. There's nothing revealed on the chain, and there's nothing that can be shown. The only time the anonymity set really matters in that situation is in the early days as the anonymity set grows. It can, you know, in the first few thousand transactions or something, before you get to a certain point, there might be an argument that the anonymity is not quite as good as when you get up to, you know, 1 million anon set. But the way zero knowledge proofs works, anonymity set's been mostly used in the past to describe obfuscation. You know, describe how much you're obfuscating, how many other things you're mixing it up with. But with zero knowledge proofs, there's nothing revealed on the chain. So the term's kind of we like to. It's an easy way to convey how incredibly private Pirate Chain is, how incredibly private Monero is going to be. But it's the same thing with Monero. Every transaction, once full chain membership proofs come, every transaction's going to grow the anonymity set. But that does not mean one transaction is not as private as the one that comes after it. You are getting absolute privacy no matter what.
Yeah, and well, to add to that, I think something has to be said is that this level of privacy that only Pirate Chain has been battle tested already. It's battle tested in the open market, and Pirate Chain has had a lot of haters, which is dumb. But and I want to mention something, okay? But I don't want to get into anything. I don't want to mention any networks. I just want to say this. Monero is the king of the privacy coin sector. Why? Because it is the most secure. And why is that? It's the most peer-reviewed. It's the standard. So it's not really about the technology, but it's the standard and the maturity of a community that understands the false ethos and that lives by it. And I see you guys really embrace that. I've seen you guys, when you guys got started, you guys were moving really fast. You guys were the new kid on the block. You guys were challenged. It was cool, you know. But as time has gone on, and you guys have had the price shot up to what, like $16. Then they did a correction that we expected. We called it's only natural when something shoots up really high of 90%. That's normal. Arguably, and this is tangential, it's not healthy for a crypto network to rise in price so fast. It's better if there's like a, you know, to rise slowly, kind of like Monero is. But you guys already did that. It's just, it seems like you guys are like, you guys hit the ground running so fast, and now it's almost like you guys are entering into an age of maturity that I am loving, man. I am so fucking, I can't express. I was just talking to one of my guys. I'm like, because I had a conversation before we got started, and the way you guys handled the little pushback that I did, right away I'm like, okay. These guys are serious. These guys are like, these guys been hanging out. You guys, I feel Monero vibes here now. I feel Monero vibes here now. I really do. And dude, that's a big compliment, because for me, going to a Monero conference is like going to a sacred space. Going to a Monero conference is like, why is it sacred? Because it's how much they honor the false ethos. And I'm seeing that in you guys in a very strong way. It's just, I feel it. It's palpable. You know, you guys are not messing around. You guys are for real. And so that battle hardened mindset, and the fact that you guys have like now adopted that ethos, that gives me a lot of confidence, and it makes me very hopeful for the future. It really does, for the world. It makes me very happy. So for every other privacy, this is what I was going to say. For every other privacy coin project out there, if you're not going to offer us, the world, something that's better than Monero, I'm not going to waste my time even looking at you, talking to you, having a conversation with you, even looking in your direction. And I'm not going to say any names. I just don't care. Like, Monero is the shit. And if you're going to enter into this conversation of privacy coins, you need to bring better technology. Like, and that's all I'm going to say. You know who this applies to, and that's all I'm going to say, right? And I've challenged your community in the past, and I've been loved and hated in Pirate Chain in the past, and it's because it comes from a place of love, straight up. You know, I want the best because this is so important. You know, this is people's lives that this network is really emphasizing. So, having that said, I want to move into some questions. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go into some questions. All right, they're getting comfortable here. They know the heat's coming. All right, let's get the heat going. Prepared some questions for you guys. Here's a biggie. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here's a biggie. All right. Orchard. I've been hearing a lot about Orchard. So what's the estimated timeline? Please explain what the heck Orchard is to begin with to our audience. What's Orchard? How is it going to be different on Pirate Chain than Zcash? And let's start with the timeline. What is the timeline and estimated completion for the Orchard protocol upgrade? Who's going to take this one?
He'll start it.
Thanks, Raf. Orchard is an improvement over Zcash. Zcash previously started with Sprout, then they went Sapling, then they did the Orchard in sometime in 2022. So the Orchard gives faster, scalable, more private and easy to decrypt or not decrypt, I'm sorry. Easy to process the blockchain and everything. While this is also tied to, it works better with the Halo 2 that Zcash or Zcash did. Previously, people were talking about the Sprout, which was like some people without understanding selling it's a trusted setup is not good. Even the
Here. How about we do this? Let's keep it even more simple. What is the trusted setup? And how does Orchard solve that, which is a concern for people?
So in 2018, Zcash did a ceremony, it's called Ceremony of Tau, where 72 participants participated using their computers to in that ceremony to make the sapling verification files. And without all of those 72 participants' keys, you cannot decrypt. You need to have all of them, and one of those participants were Edward Snowden. So I guess
really?
Yeah. He wouldn't give his key, I believe, and 72.
Wait. So Edward Snowden was part of the origins of Pirate Chain.
Yeah.
In a way.
In a way, yes. Oh
yes.
shit. Okay, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And you know, he is one of the best privacy, influencer, I would say. I would take him as an influencer. I learned a lot from him.
No, he was, because Zcash was just like the stalking horse for what the real deal is.
Yeah.
So anytime you hear the word Zcash or Z this, Z that, it's really pointing to the real deal. This is what's crazy, guys, is that the real deal has to okay, it's almost like it's human nature. Like there's a place where you can only go. It's like swimming, right? I can only go so far with floaters as a kid. But when I take off the floaters, I can dive deep and I can do things. I'm here at this is a beautiful like Everglades vibe in Acapulco. There's alligators here, by the way. But I can do things. I can without the floaters, right? Zcash is like the floaters of institutional money, VCs, and all that BS. In order to really go deep with this technology, it needs to be grassroots. It needs to be organic. It needs to be, guttural. It needs to be like natural. It needs to be grassroots. It needs to be embraced by the people completely in a decentralized, open source, and ground up way. So yeah, we can say that it started off with these people where that were very well intended with these technologies, but it really like blooms here. This is where Z addresses. This is where zero knowledge in crypto is blooming. Okay, sorry to digress there, but I need to say that.
No, that is fine. We are just having conversation, discussion. So it's like information. You are saying information that probably I didn't even hear in the past. I didn't have any knowledge of it. I'm saying things that we are sharing and collaborating. So yeah, with the Halo 2, they made it up in a different way. There was no trusted ceremony, no trusted setup. Everything is decentralized. So people who were like spreading FUD about it,
because and the FUD is that you don't know if you can really trust everyone in the ceremony, right? Okay, so Orchard does is that it takes away that dependency on.
Okay. Yeah, well, the thing with the trusted setup, you never had to trust every single one of them, just one of them, as long as one, because basically they had a really long cryptographic key that was used to start the privacy pool. And they split it up into 72 pieces, gave it to 72 people, one of which was Edward Snowden, one was Peter Todd. There's a bunch of influential peoples in there. As long as one of those people destroyed the keys, that privacy pool is safe. I've always been completely confident in it because the way they did it, they live streamed. If you guys go and Google the ceremony of Tau, go look how they did it. They did it incredible. They were very meticulous about how they did it. They live streamed themselves destroying the keys and stuff like that. Then they destroyed the devices that they signed the keys with too. So they destroyed the computers that they used to do this. So I've always been completely confident in it. What Orchard is allowing us to, but it's always been a criticism, like what if all 72 people actually colluded? What if, which is a very small chance. I've never been that concerned about it.
I've never been concerned at all as well.
Yeah, but it is a legitimate, it is a criticism, But what we've discovered, what technology has been built since then, is a way to launch a privacy pool like that without that trusted setup. So the majority of users moving to Orchard probably won't notice that big of a difference in their usability. It does offer some scalability improvements and the potential to improve like syncing times in the future, but that's a whole nother project. These give us the ability to do it, but there are whole other projects that got to be built, as well as it makes it possible to have multi-sig addresses, which is really, really difficult to do on privacy coins. But now it's not necessarily going to be implemented as soon as Orchard comes out, but Orchard gives us the ability to actually build that in the future. So Orchard is essentially a new privacy pool that we can launch without those 72 keys, because technology has been developed since then that we don't need that initial cryptographic key to start it. Does that make sense?
Perfect. So on the timeline, what's the timeline for Orchard to be launched?
Okay, a lot of projects out there, they give promises, they give timelines, and 90% of the time they don't reach them. And there has some benefits to doing that, because they announce, it's coming out in May or whatever, and their price pumps, and it doesn't come out in May and it dumps or whatever. We don't like disrespecting our community like that, because we want to make sure we got this thing hammered out perfect before we release it. So we do not have a timeline. All we can say is that it is very close. The core, it's in testing right now. If you're someone that would actually are interested in testing the testnet, you could come talk to us in Discord. You might potentially be able to come test it with us and take a look at it. But we're making sure to hammer everything out. The core functionality works right now. Transactions between Sapling to Orchard and Orchard to Sapling and back are working. And so now we're just doing some usability stuff like that. And then hopefully a wallet will have some like UI updates at the same time that we implement Orchard and stuff like that. So we don't like to give a timeline. I've asked about it, and they're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to discover tomorrow, so I don't want to tell you guys it's going to be 2 months, and then we have to disappoint our community. We also don't want the price to be manipulated over it.
Okay, so what ballpark? Give me ballpark.
They might be mad at me for saying that. I think it should be this year, though. Yeah, it should be this year. It's testing. It works right now. We could technically launch it right now, but we want to make sure it's all hammered out.
Yeah, Forge, our core developer, he's working on it. He has made great progress. We're running the testnet. We are testing things, so basic core functions, everything is working, and Forge is doing his own implementation as well. He'll be doing some custom work on the code. So yeah, give us some time.
No.
And
you're leading up to my next questions, brother. Okay, so that's exactly my next question. So I've heard that there are new features being added to Orchard in addition to Zcash's implementation of it. What are they, and are they being thoroughly tested and peer reviewed?
Yes, there are some custom implementations in Orchard, we will not be using the unified pool. There are some other changes that we would not talk about it right now until we go through more testing and development process, because there are nobody is working on it right now except us. So I mean, so far I know. So give us some time and we will, if you would like, I'll give you the exclusive information when we have more.
Okay, sounds good. So in other words, you guys are paving the way beyond Zcash.
Yeah, and
Oh,
one more
shit.
thing I would like to add, and yeah, once so peer review, that's a great question. A lot of community members and a lot of different projects ask that, like you were also asking. So if community think we need a peer review, yeah, let's talk about it. Come join in our weekly meetings or monthly update meetings. Let's talk about it. Let's raise some funds.
Awesome, thank you. And would you know by whom you guys? Is there an idea of who would peer reviewed Orchard?
I don't remember. I mean, we'd probably go with one of the firms that have worked in crypto before. You know, Monero uses several different ones, or individuals in Monero building stuff on Monero. Those would be the first people we would approach. And generally they'll do it because you're just paying them to do it. It's a job, you know. They don't really have ideological impressions on it. They just, if you pay them, they'll do it. So we would absolutely look for the best people, best cryptographers, and people that know ZK-Snarks and knows zero knowledge proofs. Like he said, the peer, we're a community project. We didn't have an ICO, we didn't have a pre-mine, we have no developer fund. The way, or developer tax, I'm sorry. The way we raise money is, I mean, it's similar to the Monero community. It's exactly like the Monero community. We have a project we want to build. We estimate how much it would cost to do it. We tell the community, hey, we want to build this project, or we want to sponsor this event, or we want to do this thing. We estimate it'll cost this amount of money, and the community donates it together. So it ultimately is up to the community. The people, our developers aren't paid. You know, they're working for free. They do this as a passion. Forge, our core developer, he was hired to build treasure chests for us, and then he just saw how incredible the technology was, and he chose to stay for free. So, you know, he was paid to come in here to begin with, but he's just stayed and helped us build it, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, he's an incredibly smart guy, and we love that he's doing that. So come join us in the Discord, Telegram, come make your voice heard, come, you know, offer some funds, donate some funds to it, and let's get this peer reviewed. And also to Monero and Zcash guys, I would love your opinion on who the best, you know, people to hire to do that is. I already have, I have some names of firms and individuals back on my home computer that I've seen auditing Monero and Zcash stuff. So ultimately, those would be our first selections. But that is also up to the community. I'd like to get input by the community. This isn't our project. We're a team. There's no one stopping anybody else from forming a team and developing on Pirate Chain, or for you know, doing peer review on Pirate Chain. And then also I want to point out that ultimately having an open source code is a type of peer review. It's not a substitution for it, but it is a type of peer review. It'd obviously be better if we could get a firm to do it. But yeah, come join us in the Discord. Let's raise some funds and let's do it, you know. Let's get peer reviewed.
Dude, this is so beautiful. It's like so grassroots. I love this, man. You understand, bro? Like, I feel like I'm a fish swimming right now. So cool, man. I'm blessed to be here with you guys. This is awesome. All right, let's ask some more questions here. So there is since Komodo wallet DEX is now requiring KYC to comply with the new EU crypto regulations, what is the recommended alternative DEX for R to avoid KYC for those who don't want KYC?
Thank you. So Komodo is only implementing KYC on their GUI counterpart that they will release officially by themselves for the regulation, to comply with the regulation. So this does not affect us users, end users. There is already a community edition. Some community members already released some community edition without this KYC requirement. You can trade, swap R or any other coins, tokens available in Komodo wallet you don't have to use Komodo's official wallet for this at all.
We'll give you the link to it.
We'll add the link in the below in the description section or on the screen.
I like to add something else. So yeah, it's a Komodo Community Edition. The wallet interface looks just like Komodo's does. It just doesn't have the KYC on it. And another good thing to point out is the way Komodo wallet works and the way these white labels, or forks if you want to call them, of them, yeah, they're like forks of them, but it's all accessing the same liquidity on the back end. There are many different versions of Komodo wallet that I don't want to go give other projects promotion out there, but there are other projects that have taken the open source code and launched their own version of Komodo wallet. And anybody can do that, and they all access the same liquidity in the back end. So if you're doing it on a Komodo wallet community edition, you're still accessing the same orders that you would be on the official Komodo wallet. And I know they're getting a lot of, I'm not part of the Komodo team or anything like that, but I do want to defend them slightly. A lot of those guys are, in places where a lot of the developers for Komodo are in places where they are locking people up for not doing KYC, for developing protocols that aren't KYC. So it's easy for someone like me to criticize them who's not a developer, who's not putting my life on the line, to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing KYC. But that's a decision I haven't had to make, because I'm not at any threat of getting locked up over it. So what they have done, they've kept their code open source, and they've allowed other people to use it, and they've given to support to them and stuff like that. So we have the Komodo Wallet Community Edition. It's up on GitHub, and it's working right now. You can go use it today. We still have non-KYC atomic swaps on Komodo Wallet, so we'll make sure to give you that link. Can you post it with this video? Okay, great.
Okay, another question. I want to hear how you guys rebuttal this one. This is label it however you want. Okay, but this is the question. Some people criticize R and say that it was pre-mined or insta-mined because most of the supply of its coins have already been mined. What is the reason for R's faster coin supply emission schedule? And what is the best rebuttal to this FUD that you guys have? Curious to see what you guys think about this.
Oh yeah, I've answered this question a million times, and so I was not an original member. I wasn't there when Pirate Chain launched. I didn't get involved till 2 years afterwards. So I wasn't there when it launched. I'm not some whale that got, that was mining early and got a bunch of coins or something like that. And this is the fun. When I go look at a crypto project, I scrutinize the hell out of it. I do not just jump in because I don't just listen to the buzzwords and the hype and give them my support. So before I ever joined the Pirate Chain community, I went and looked at the arguments against this, and then I listened to people from Pirate Chain and the community and their arguments, and I found the arguments from the Pirate Chain team to be more compelling than the other arguments. So basically, Pirate Chain is a fair launch coin. We had no ICO, no pre-mine, we have no dev tax. Nobody gave us money to build this project. We didn't promise anybody coins the second we launched, like 99% of crypto projects do now. They all have ICOs. The second it launched, coins go to insiders, and we didn't do that. And because of that, we were up against it. We did not have the marketing that everybody else does out there. We couldn't just go make a bunch of ads, go pay influencers to let them on their shows, because I will tell you guys, to get on these big crypto shows, you got to pay them. Unlike Raphael and TCV, we don't pay them anything to have. They support it.
I give you a hard time.
Exactly. And we
the opposite.
Yeah,
I give you hell.
We appreciate it, man. This is the kind of thing I want from a crypto influencer. These are the kind of questions I want to answer. So Pirate Chain launched, we had no funds. What made Pirate Chain succeed so much in the early days, that made us a successful project that people were able to hear about, is because mining Pirate Chain in the beginning was so profitable. The miners made this project, because as soon as Pirate Chain launched, they saw the mining reward on it, and miners flooded in, increased our hash rate. They spread the word about it on all the mining websites, mining calculator websites. Pirate Chain shot up to the most profitable. So we didn't have an ICO, we didn't have a marketing fund. This was our marketing fund. And what's the ultimate criticism when you say that Pirate Chain has a fast emissions rate? You're saying that the distribution was not fair or not as good as other coins.
That's a communist argument.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's for anyone who doesn't understand capitalism. Because anyone that comes into something early is taking the biggest risk.
Yep, exactly.
This is just the way life is, man. Tell me, man. In venture capital, it's like 1 out of 7 businesses make it. So you as an investor invest in 7 startups, 1 makes it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is a very beautiful project, bro.
Exactly,
like, fuck,
and
man, I mean,
so a lot of people say that it wasn't as distributed as other coins, but that's just we're a privacy by default coin, so we don't know how many whales there are or how much they're holding. But I think all evidence indicates that Pirate Chain is more, in the early days, was more distributed than most of the biggest competing coins. And 2018 is a very different time from 2014 when Monero launched, and a very different time from 2009 when Bitcoin launched. How many people were on that Bitcoin, cryptography newsletter that heard about Bitcoin? It was such a small community, and they were mining all the early coins. When Pirate Chain came, there was tens of millions, maybe even in the billions of people already involved in cryptocurrency that knew cryptocurrency. So we, of course, in the beginning, have more coins available for all those people to participate in. So I think all the evidence indicates that Pirate Chain, when we first launched, we had a very organic launch. It was basically in the Komodo Discord. There's people saying, "What if we love the ZK-Snarks is so incredible. What if we shielded all the transactions? Would it work? Let's try it out. Let's see if it works." And they tried it out, and it worked. It was very organic. It wasn't this scheme or this plan or something. It just happened, and it worked, and we kept going with it. And there was thousands and thousands of people in this Komodo Discord. We asked people to come join our Komodo Discord and our Bitcoin Talk forum and stuff, Komodo's Bitcoin Talk forum and stuff like that, and people didn't come and join. So I'm sorry that you didn't hear about it on day one. We didn't have millions of dollars to go and pay these influencers like I didn't hear about it on day one either. I didn't hear about Bitcoin on day one. Why didn't Satoshi send me a freaking letter telling me he's logging?
Too, man. What the heck?
Yeah, so I think if you just look at the numbers, the amount of people involved in it, because the ultimate criticism is that it wasn't as distributed as other ones, and I think all the evidence is the opposite. We launched a lot later. There was a lot more people involved in the launch of Pirate Chain than there was in the launch of Bitcoin or a million other projects that are bigger than them. So I don't see a legitimate criticism to that.
So you want to hear my story? How I came into Pirate Chain?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, cool. So I was at the MoneroCon conference at Casa de Monero in Denver, Colorado, with Sunita and Doug Tuman. I was one of the hosts. Well, they were the main hosts of the house, but I was there. And then there was it was myself. I took a friend. There's 5 people at that house as the host, and the third person was Need Money 90. If you guys, he's an OG Monero moderator, and so it was us 5, and someone came to the house who we thought was really cool. I started talking to this person, and they told me, "Look, we just launched a project not too long ago as a experiment." Out of the Komodo, infrastructure, is an experiment to create what we always wanted Zcash to be. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Dude, that was my intro to it. It was at a Monero conference. It was I guess the name of the dev was Pirate Jane. So bless her, she's cool. So shout out to Pirate Jane. You got me into his most amazing network. Blessings to you. And so that's my story. And then I presented this to my biz partners at the Crypto Vigilante, and it took a year of research, bro. A year of research, like especially Mr. X.
Yeah, 72-page report.
Yeah, a 72-page report.
Yeah, something similar. That was a quite long report. I skimmed a few pages, but I read it. So it was because most of the analysts at TCV come from like Monero maximalism and Monero extremists, I guess. Sorry, we got interrupted there for a second. And they were very, because this is a big deal. Again, guys, we're dealing with, this is not a meme coin. I guess pirates are cool memes, but it's a cryptocurrency, and it's beyond a cryptocurrency. It's what
many thought Bitcoin was supposed to be. And then later on, when many thought Zcash was going to deliver the market, this is the purest of networks that embraces zero knowledge proofs, the most advanced form of cryptography for privacy on the internet, for financial privacy on the internet. So this is like, yeah, dude, I'm really honored to be here with you guys. I don't think you guys realize, because these guys are grassroots, and they have very much of an activist vibe to them. But I don't think they realize how big of a deal this network is. I don't think you guys realize how big of a deal you guys are. And it's probably because you guys are so caught up in your work, and you guys, you guys should expect a lot of haters. All of Silicon Valley wants to give the world a fake version of what you guys are giving the world. Like, there's a project called, I think, Iron Fish or some bullshit like that. That was like a fake version of Pirate Chain. It was funded by VCs. Like, can you imagine that? But you guys are pure, and that purity puts you guys in a very unique place. Even when Roger Ver had his interview with Tucker Carlson, he didn't say Pirate Chain, but he said, Z coins. A lot of it has to do because I think Rogers also has some business partnerships with Digital Currency Group. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm speculating here, or maybe he just doesn't know about it. But this is the Z coin. This is the zero knowledge coin. So let me ask you a question that maybe a lot of people want me to ask that are new to privacy. So, how does a pirate chain mitigate? How does it assure that there can't be an inflation bug, being that it is zero knowledge proof? Who wants to take this question?
You want that one or do you want me?
Sure.
So we knew about a bug that was notified to Pirate Team. It came from Zcash when they found out about the bug that had it in Sprout. So there was that was only on Sprout. Sapling didn't have any bug. Nobody could find it. It's been on the market. I mean, it's been live and been being used for many years now. But there is no bug found in Sapling. Nothing in Orchard yet. But Sprout, when we did the one-time migration from Sprout to Sapling, we had a system to monitor and check every single coin that was mined since day one, and the amount that was transferred from Sprout to a transparent address to a Z address. Every coin was counted when it went through, when it migrated from Sprout to Sapling. So we knew there was no extra coin minted. Basically, the bug that Zcash found and fixed, it didn't have long time, and it was very, it's not like everybody could exploit that bug. Not everybody is capable of exploiting every single bug anyway, but yeah, we had a system making sure that nobody has taken advantages of that bug.
Awesome.
Also, the way it's audited in real time is on Pirate Chain. The Coinbase transaction is the only transparent transactions on Pirate Chain are the Coinbase transaction. The transaction from the miner. Am I getting that wrong?
No, you are right, but it's not only. So all the Coinbase rewards are transparent address. That's how it's. We can audit how many coins were mined in its entire existence of, like, how many as per the blocks. There were two more types of transparent transaction we do. One of them is to increase the security. That was done with Komodo's delayed proof of work. So it was like a few days later the Pirate Chain was launched. It was like straight away secured with delayed proof of work. That was needed. An exception needed to be added to allow all 64 notary node addresses to use transparent address, because they cannot use private address. Because private address, the transaction, we cannot verify whether the checkpoint is in there or not, because Z transaction doesn't have any information in them. So there is no way to validate or verify that it was really done. So this is one of the exception. A couple of years ago, we added another exception. Now this time was to allow atomic swap to happen. The atomic swap, the Barter DEX, Atomic DEX, Komodo Wallet, as we call it right now. The development started a long time ago by JL777. But it was working with all transparent coins and even Ethereum tokens. Now they have added even more, but we didn't have Pirate Chain. So for this Pirate Chain, we had to add another exception for only for a single swap. There will be unique address generated, that is pay to script hash. We call it P2SH addresses. They start with B. They're unique and only one time used each time. So for a temporary few blocks, the coins from a Z address will go to that B address, which is the pay to script hash. It will sit there. That's like a transparent transaction. And then nobody has the private key of it. Like one of the user partially cannot have the full private key. So both of the users, it is created automatically. But anyway, once those swap completes, those funds goes into the Z address, and that is it. So 2 exceptions and Coinbase. So 3 types of transparent addresses.
So it's and these are exceptions that a user can't really act. Well, if you're a miner, you'll receive that first. If you guys aren't familiar with a Coinbase transaction is, that's the reward a miner gets from mining. So that first transaction to the miner is transparent, so you can go and verify how many coins have been minted on there.
I would like to add another thing. A lot of people I heard, even they asked me questions in different places, like does it not decrease the privacy allowing atomic swap transactions to go through transparent address and Z address again? No, in a way, because it's unique address. You cannot correlate every single atomic DEX transaction by using one B address, because it's unique each time for each swap. Same address never been used. Now, it goes on, so when the funds for a swap goes from Z address to R address or transparent address, the anon set decreases a bit. But when it goes back to Z address again, it's there. So literally nothing happens. So this, you cannot, show me you can link directly a transfer. I will do some swaps, and if you can link them directly, then let's talk. But until you link them, there is no way. We don't see any way that it's decreasing the anonymity set or the privacy or the security of the chain. But this is to allow users an extra thing that wasn't possible before. This is to give you a feature. So always when you try to do something, there has to be a little bit of compromise, if not more. So we try to minimize it within the technology, with the technology that is currently available to us. So this is the route we could take. If we had different technology, better technology to implement this, of course we would have done that. So I just wanted to add these options, so nothing to worry about it.
Yeah, thank you for that very thorough explanation. Really appreciate it. I wish we had an audience so that people can ask you more questions directly. Did you guys give a talk at Anarchapulco?
I did a crypto show.
Oh, you did the crypto show?
Crypto show with Francesco. People knows him as also Arctic Miner from Monero, and Danny from Dragon Egg. The crypto show, he was the host. So I was representing Pirate. Francesco was doing Monero. So that was a good talk, 1 hour long, pretty good. A lot of technical talks we did. As I said, I love Monero too. I help them, I help with Cerai-Dex. So.
Dude, that is so badass, man. Congrats, man, and thank you for doing that. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, he's testing Cerai-Dex for Luke. Yeah, he's helping Luke, Kabaya Nerve. I always have trouble pronouncing his name. He's testing Cerai-Dex with him right now. We have good relationships with the people, and we're all trying to fight for the same thing. So yeah, he did the podcast, and then Amy and I gave a presentation about Pirate Chain. We did just a short little overview of what it was, and then I did a whole ethos of freedom and privacy kind of thing, so it was the right kind of crowd for that.
Excuse me. Man, coffee wearing me out. Sweating out. The coffee. But, dude, there's just so much we can talk about here. But here, I think let's move on to talk about something that is not as apparent, but arguably is the most important, and something that we've learned kind of like the hard way, which is that what matters most in crypto, not just in crypto, but in order for a project to grow, especially for an important project to grow, you need for it to grow in market size, so it invites more people to peer review an important project such as Pirate Chain. So you invite more developers to work on it, right? To get more attention. Okay. So what liquidity channels do you guys have right now? On what exchanges can you find a Pirate Chain? What is the future of liquidity looking like for Pirate Chain?
Well, right now, the most liquidity is on MEXC, MEXC, and Trade Ogre. They have both supported us greatly. Obviously, the Pirate Chain team does not endorse any exchange. Those two have treated us well so far, but then there's been other exchanges in the past that treated us well and then delisted us and took money from our users and stuff like that by not giving them enough time to withdraw and stuff. And so it is a battle now for Pirate Chain and Monero to get on. They don't want to touch privacy coins, even though it's not illegal in the U.S. I don't understand why Coinbase isn't listing them, especially since Donald Trump is basically Signal. It's a Wild West for crypto now, you know. He's releasing his own project, so it's quite apparent that it should be legal, at least in the U.S. Europe's a different story. So, but they don't want to list us for fear of future regulatory problems, because they can't tell where the funds are coming from. They can't prove that it wasn't used in, terrorism or anything like that. So the biggest exchanges out there won't list Monero. They won't list Pirate Chain. And it's truly, and this is where our fight is really on. It's to fight to get more liquidity. There have been a few other smaller exchanges that have listed us in the last year. Non-KYC is one. I encourage you guys to go check out that one. Like I said, we don't endorse any of them. These are banks. These are crypto exchanges, a crypto bank. You're giving them the coins, so we don't encourage you to leave coins on any exchange. But there have been several smaller ones that have popped up. And guys, if you're out there trading on something if you're using Binance or something that delisted Monero, why are you, and you're a Monero head, why are you supporting them? There's exchanges out there that have very good liquidity. Like if you're a Binance user, MEXC has really good liquidity and they're supporting us. Stop feeding the beast that doesn't want you to be a part of it. So don't, even if you're buying other coins other than, you're not buying Monero on Binance because they delisted it. But why use Binance at all? They slapped us in the face and said they don't care about privacy and they don't care about freedom. They don't care about sovereignty. So go and support the exchanges that do. Don't leave your coins on any of them. Always pull out. Always pull out after sex, like I like to say. SEX. Or CEX, sorry. But yeah, you go and use these
Centralized exchange.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, bad joke. But go and support these exchanges that don't. So that do respect our privacy and respect not having no KYC on them. Go to piratechain.com/exchanges. There's all the exchanges is listed on, and then try the atomic swaps too. Atomic swaps are the future. If we do really go into the technocratic future where they're cracking down on the use of these atomic swaps are going to be essential. So go learn how to use them and go check them out and stuff, and support exchanges that are supporting us. Stop giving your money to exchanges that don't support us.
Cool. Okay, so in the area of marketing, getting out there, and the crypto world right now is saturated with meme coins, and the idea that utility doesn't matter. I think that is honestly dying as we're talking. Like the stupidity, vibe is dying, and people are reconnecting back to things that matter. So how do you guys plan on tackling that aspect, the PR aspect, the mimetic aspect of Pirate Chain?
I guess that's probably my department here. What we're trying to focus on right now is getting merchants to accept Pirate Chain and getting people to start using it. And Monero too, all the privacy coins, start using alternatives to fiat. We have alternatives to fiat out there that work. Fiat is the food that feeds the beast. It's what they use to psyop you. It's what they use to fund wars and stuff like that. If you're a merchant out there and you believe in freedom and sovereignty, start using alternatives to fiat. And that's what we're really trying to push right now. Merchants are like, yeah, it's great if we get some investor to come, speculate on Pirate Chain and buy a bunch of it or something like that. But that's not what we're really looking for. We want to increase the liquidity of Pirate Chain by having more and more merchants that are accepting it, so people are buying the Pirate Chain to go and buy stuff from those merchants to actually do commerce. And something you talk about a lot is kind of embracing the meme. I've heard, I think it was at Nonsensus or something like that. You gave a great presentation, by the way, too. Hilarious. If you guys haven't seen him speak live, he does great in these videos, but he's also very great live. And embracing, the meme. We're a very serious project, so as a team, we're not trying to meme, but we'd like our community to meme. It obviously gets people excited, it makes people funny. It's actually a great way to tackle serious issues. Sometimes the best way to criticize these tyrants is to make fun of them. So use Pirate to make fun of them. We have a very memeable name, and Pirate more memeable than most of them. But it's not supposed to be a joke. We call ourselves pirates for a reason. It's because of people. This is what I touched on in my presentation yesterday. We call ourselves pirates so that people will know from the minute they hear our name what we're about. We're not going to compromise. We're not going to submit to these tyrants. We're going to keep fighting until our last breath to have privacy, decentralization, and sovereignty. And that's why we call ourselves pirates. We want people to know that we are different. We're not going to go, submitting to BlackRock or making changes to our protocol so that BlackRock will give us an ETF or so PayPal will incorporate it and stuff. We're taking the difficult road. We are fighting against them. We're not trying to get them to take our, invest in us and take our money. We are trying to get the people, the free people of the world, to start using these options. And that's what we want people to know when they hear pirates. We are pirates. We are not submitting. We are not complying. We are doing this the right way. Absolute decentralization, absolute privacy. So join the memeing. We do have some new marketing people. We actually have a guy who's been working for marketing firms, really high up marketing firms for years. His career is in marketing, and he's helping us now, doing a rebranding and showing us more professional ways of doing things. So we're really excited to have him on. But guys, come and join us in the Discord. This is a community. This isn't just our project. This is everyone's project. Come be a part of it. We're only powerful as our community is, and you guys are the community. Come show up. That's how we really make a difference. Come show up and be part of something meaningful. We're doing something important here, and you have a chance to do something to make the world a better place for your children and your grandchildren. Something when you're on your deathbed in 50 or 90 years that you'll be able to look back and say, I showed up and I helped and I fought and I was a part of this. And when we succeed, you can feel the pride that you were part of that and that you made it happen. So let's come join us. This is a community marketing campaign. Go get your friends to download wallets. Send them a Pirate Chain transaction. Show them how quick and cheap it is. 1 minute block times, less than a penny. Unstoppable, absolute privacy. That's the best way to turn people onto it. Go get them to download a wallet and do a Pirate Chain transaction with them. Give them one Pirate Chain. It doesn't cost you that much, and that's how you show them. That's how you market to them. That's how you show them that we're different. We're not just trying to get you to buy it and leave it on exchange, hope the number goes up. Show them how well it works for in-person transactions or for face-to-face transactions or online transactions. We're on the other side of the world, and we are increasing our market adoption. We got over the last few months, I guess it's been a good 6 months, we got accepted on a couple new services like Trocador. They're big supporters of Monero, and Monazon. Monazon is a service where you can basically order from Amazon with Pirate Chain. So basically, yeah, it's really cool. Go check out Monazon. They got other coins too. Yeah, basically what happens is they have fulfillers too. You can become a fulfiller to earn money this way. So if you just pick what you want on Amazon through their portal, through their website, and basically someone else makes the order for you. You pay them in Pirate Chain. They pay Amazon in dollars. And then they have it shipped to an Amazon box. Have you seen those boxes outside of supermarkets and stuff like that? I believe that's what they're called, Amazon boxes. And they have them shipped to that.
Yeah, they're like lockers, yeah.
Amazon lockers, that's what it's called. And they're shipped there, and so you don't have to give your home address or anything. You can buy stuff off Amazon right now, have it shipped to an Amazon locker, and get it without giving your name, your address, or any information like that. So basically you can buy anything you want with
Anonymously.
Anonymously.
Wow.
So, and if you want to make, because there is a fee on top of that, and if you want to be a fulfiller, the person ordering for people, obviously you get rid of all your privacy. You don't get any privacy doing that, but you can make a little money being a fulfiller with that. So go to, it's monazon.com, I believe, and then also Trocador, which is a place you can buy gift cards and stuff like that. So there's new services coming and joining and asking us. We didn't go pay these guys or anything. They just saw the power of privacy, and they wanted, or power of Pirate Chain's privacy, and they wanted us on their service. So yeah, Trocador, Monazon, any merchants out there, if you need help onboarding onto Pirate Chain, reach out to me. That's what we're trying to do. This is a peer-to-peer currency made for doing commerce. So let's do some commerce with it, and let's, you know, change the world with it.
That's beautiful. Is there anything else you would like to say? And by the way, I never introduced you or you on purpose. I did that on purpose. Anonymity. You guys have to figure out who they are if you really want to know who they are. But I'm not gonna introduce them to you unless you guys want to introduce yourselves. But whatever.
I'm more the guy going out in public, talking to people, and doing the monthly updates. Anyone that going to events and stuff like that. It's a very special case that he came out with us this time. But I'm Daniel. I'm DeJohns on Discord, Telegram, and other places. Anyone in the pirate community, I'm sure, knows me. I'm on there every single day. I'm the one that does the monthly updates, hosts the community calls and stuff like that. So I'd love you guys to come and join me in the community. We do community calls every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. We get on there. We talk about everything. That's where we organize with the community. We get ideas and just I mean, sometimes we talk about other things too. It's our community. That's where we join as a community. So I really encourage people to come join us on those calls. And I'm the one leading it there. So if you're in businesses out there, merchants out there, anyone interested in business development or something like that, I'm the person you can reach out to there on Discord or Telegram. I'm DeJohns, or we have our emails up on our website. You can reach out to us through there. So come and join us, guys. Be a part of something meaningful. Let's make the world a more peaceful and prosperous place using this incredible technology.
Hey guys, this was a Pirate Chain conversation. My timer's running out, and we're just go learn about it. Peace, love, anarchy. That's it, guys. Thank you. Now we are dealing with a possible world war. Some will say we are already in a world war. My condolences and prayers go out to everyone suffering under tyranny. It really sucks. I'm really sorry. But it seems as if people are starting to wake up regarding crypto more and more each day. And so it's in the description right here to read, where we give our secret sauce and what we teach our subscribers, because things are just that bad. You know, everyone needs this information. People need to know about sound cryptocurrencies that are actually private by default, and to know how to properly use crypto.